Welcome to another edition of Yacht Life Chronicles, where we're better together than separated. We have two unique individuals in the building today. We have some social media stars. They've been making noise with their TikTok skits, their Instagram skits, YouTube skits, man, and Facebook. You know, so I'm gonna let them grab the wheel right quick and let them tell y'all who they is out there.
Rhonda Bryant.
The hubby, Mark Bryant.
Yeah, and we tapped in with each other, you know, seeing some work that they was doing, and they had wanted to just sit down and be on the show, and you know, so we could talk about some things. We're gonna get in tune with a lot of things today. First of all, I want to ask, how did you get the name Mr. Wilson?
Well, it was by accident. We was doing a video, me and my granddaughter, the one they call Juju. I call her the little star in the making. And I was like, remember, the name is Mr. Williams. But she accidentally said Mr. Wilson, so I said, okay, let's run with it. And we hit the ground running with it ever since. And people, as soon as they come in on our live, they be like, hey, Mr. Wilson. So it kind of stuck with us.
And every time I hear this, I think about Mr. Wilson. Y'all steady putting everybody out the door. Put the kids out the door. Put Mr. Wilson out the door.
Yeah, she put me out, man. No reason.
Where this song come? I mean, how y'all come up with this song and the content, man?
Well, it kind of go hand in hand because it's like the show's gonna keep on going, and so and for some reason it used to be the man that put out, you know. So if you know, and my thing, if I'm gonna go out with a bang, and you know, I'm gonna rock with you know. If I'm going out the door, you gonna feel me.
Y'all gotta check them out. I'm telling you, man, they skits, man, it's hilarious, man.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to ask y'all, man, you know, how long y'all been together?
It'll be 28 years if I'm not mistaken in May. Yeah.
Why are you looking at me?
No, I'm just saying.
He getting confirmation.
We
He
met.
making sure after 28 years you lose count.
Yeah.
You probably lost count after 20 years. Man, how y'all make it this far, man? Just keeping the tank full on y'all love, man, and just being able to be each other's branch, man, for 28 years.
I think it's just, you gotta have that line of open communication. And you never get too old to learn. Sometimes you gotta sit back and say, hey, was it worth the argument? Could I have just maybe shut up as a man and value her point, and then we can grow from there. So It starts with the communication and great dialogue. And once you got great dialogue, you can persevere through whatever comes your way.
Mm-hmm. And that's what couples don't know, is that they gotta have great dialogue. They gotta have great identity.
Yes,
they gotta have character together, you know, instead of so much individual.
Yes.
You know, when you come together as two, you know, you mesh each other's lives to become one.
Correct.
You know, and you know, out of 28 years, you know, and I know y'all done dealt with a lot of ups, a lot of downs, you know, a lot of highs, a lot of lows, you know what I'm saying? What's one of those go-to characteristics that y'all use to get through those lows that y'all go through sometimes in a marriage?
You want to go first?
No, you go ahead.
Well, me, I look at it a couple ways. First, I think personally you got to have a spiritual background. Because not only do it keeps you grounded, you turn to him in the time of need to help you deal with either the matter in hand, the task at hand, or better yet, just to help promote growth in a relationship. Because it's no blueprint to marriage. But when you have a foundation that you can stand on, I call it a religious background. You don't have to be the most religious person, but just have something you could build on.
Some type of foundation.
Some type of foundation, and it helps you get a better understanding with things.
I want to ask you, how important is it to be friends with each other? Also, as like when you're in a relationship and you're in a marriage with each other, how important is it for you to have that friendship first before you jump into that marriage or that relationship with each other, so you can have that respect, have that honor, have that genuine love, have that respect for that person? You know, because a lot of times when you're in a relationship, when you're in a marriage, you can only deal with life situations from certain standpoints. So when y'all trying to get through different things, you know, you can't handle it from an emotional standpoint as to where we got to handle it from a couple aspect. We got to relegate to being friends on this one. You know, in order to get through this difficult time and situation. You know, so how important, man, is it to have that friendship foundation as the base, man, to a marriage or a relationship?
Me personally, it starts the foundation of growth. It's like when I first met her, May the 6th, around 2:30 a.m. And
They broke down time.
when I first met her, I knew she was the one. Now, I knew her family. I grew up with her family, but I didn't know her. Because, see, I'm 8 years older than her. Yeah, you know, when I met her, she was young, fine, tender. We're going to talk about that later. But,
and this is my cousin to all my viewers out there. She is in the Woods family.
Yes. And I grew up with her family. They was like my family. And so when I met her, like I said, I knew she was the one. And we started the communication right then and there by just saying, hey, I remember I knew your family. I love, respect your family. I grew up with them, your older uncles. And we hit it off from there. And what I liked about her is anybody take time to help their parents in a time of need and put their needs on the back burner versus helping their mom, their dad. I respected that because I come from a family-oriented setting. My mom, dad, I could be laying in the bed 2 in the morning. If my daddy say, son, I need you in Alabama, I'm coming. Because it was that respect, you know, that integrity that, you know, I liked in a person. And she had that, and she checked all the boxes. So I was like, hey, anybody when they could be running the streets, but they stood there, took their mom to the doctor, therefore, I'm like, I got to support that. That said a lot to me.
And they usually say that, you know, when a person puts somebody else in front of themselves, you know, that's what real love is. You know, that's how it's measured, you know. And, you know, when a person just put themselves to the side and, you know, put somebody in front of them, you know, that goes to show you that they really care and really love you. And that's what he was saying. You know, it made him think. It took some time, and it you know, it had an impact on him. You know,
no doubt.
You know, so because a lot of times we have, you know, we be a lot of, you know, confused on who I should be with. Is this person the one? Should I marry her? You know, is this person gonna mesh into my future well? You know, what were some of the things that y'all asked yourself, or some of the things that y'all did or put y'all relationship to the test to see that this was the one for me for the rest of my life before y'all got married?
Well, I think to say that it happened right away, I mean, I knew she was the one, don't get me wrong, but we still had to learn each other.
Right.
And I think over time, you know, showed that. And then also, I think when you really invest in something, whether you occur losses along the way, but you know this is a person that you're going to build with, and whatever comes your way, you're going to handle it together. And I just knew she was the one because her name was never out there in a bad way. And you know, I felt it.
Well, a woman with class.
A woman with class.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? A woman with etiquette. A woman with etiquette. So, Sharonda, I want to talk to you a minute about why do you think that's becoming a thing of the past in the female world? A woman having class, you know, having morals, having self-ethics about themselves. You know, it seemed like those type of characteristics for a woman is slowly declining. You know.
I know. Because the generation, I guess, got a little weaker and, you know.
And the strong, you know, we don't have enough strong.
Right, we don't have grandma no more, like
Right.
the old grandmas, you know, like
Right.
the grandmas want to be the same age as the kids,
And we, you know, it's not a strong character. It's not that many strong characters out there
It's
for
not.
women, just like men as well. You know, for them to look up to. You know, it's like everybody molding their own personality. Everybody, you know, building themselves up in their own way now.
Yeah.
Because you got a lot of weak characters.
a
And,
lot of
you
we.
know
A lot of
what I'm saying?
followers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly,
right.
a lot of followers.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, man, with y'all and being married 28 years, what's some of y'all strong points in a marriage?
I got a few I look at just to start. Dialogue, a listening ear, and sometimes we as men, I think we need to just shut up because we don't know it all. I know I don't, and I think that starts the foundation of stability. When you sit back and analyze, focus, it shows maturity, it shows growth in the utmost way. And then you can learn from a woman, you come from a woman. And especially that woman's of high integrity and quality, you can't help but to respect that, honor that, and, you know, keep it pushing forward.
Mm-hmm. What you think y'all greatest weakness is?
I ain't gonna say it's our greatest, but it's one of the ones I don't like sometimes. We can argue, you know, and then I hate when she's right sometimes to put me in my place. But I never forget one time, I'm just gonna come out and say it. It ain't nothing bad or anything, but we got in an argument about something. I can't pinpoint what it was. I said, you get me mixed up with one of your ex-boyfriends. I ain't none of them big, bald head, fat, this and that, and whatever, you know, just mad. We talking about something. And then she got me so cold, and she said, yeah, and I married him. I couldn't do nothing but just turn around. I was fat at the time and bald head and big, so I couldn't do nothing but turn around and laugh. Yeah, I'm like, oh, I'm talking about me.
Yeah. So after 28 years, man, how much of y'all still get to know each other?
I think every day.
Every day.
Every day. Yeah.
After 28 years, y'all still
Yes.
getting to know each other.
I'm still learning.
Yes.
So what are some of Mr. Wilson's love languages that you communicate to him with? If he having a bad day or if he going through something, you know, and you kind of sense it. Like, what would be one of the love languages that you would communicate to him? Like, it's gonna get better, you know.
Well, first of all, I asked him, is he okay, you know, because I see that he doing a little different, and, you know, I probably offer him to take care of the kids better. 'Cause he take care of the kids, he, you know, take them to school.
Yeah.
He, you know, he just do a lot, you know, and he do spoil me. And sometimes he want him to make me independent, you know, do
Right.
stuff on my own and stuff.
But they say happy wife, happy life.
Yeah. So I try to, you know, give him a little break, you know.
Right. And Mr. Wilson, what's some of the love languages you communicate with her with, man, when she going through things and sad and life beating her up a little bit? You know what I'm saying?
Well, you just give her confirmation or reassure her, if you will, that you got her back and that you are the man of the house, not meaning I'm the man of the house, meaning that, hey, I'm your rock, I'm there. You know, ain't nobody coming through this door unless they knock, meaning, hey, I'm your security blanket and you the queen and hey, I got your back.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So, you know, moving further along, man, you know, I see y'all find a lot of freedom, man, you know, being on social media, doing y'all skits, man, you know, with the kids, you know, and you utilizing your workspace as to build content.
Yes.
You know, not waiting till you get here or not waiting for this tool to
No.
end up in your life, but taking the tools that's right in front of you,
Yeah.
working with that and building the content that you need.
Forever thinking, forever, how can you get better? Even if I had 1 million followers, I look at it as if we only got one, because you got to stay hungry. Anytime you get comfortable or stay hungry, somebody willing to take your, right there, that willing to take your spot. You gotta look like, hey, I'm in a fight, a dog fight, and I'm gonna win, and I'm gonna keep going. And then also, I like getting on social media, because anytime you can get on there and make somebody's day, and make them laugh when maybe they haven't laughed in a while, it's a blessing. So.
And a lot of people get enjoyment out of it, because y'all got one, how many, what, did it get to 1 million?
We got several that's got 1 million.
Okay.
One where we did a skit with my little Caucasian young fella that I work with, actually one of my clients at my job, and I got approval from his mom that he can work with us and do skits and video. It's at 8.7.
Wow.
And then I got a couple with my grandbaby that's 1 million here, 2 million there. So
Man, what's the feeling like of that? Just seeing those kind of views, man, and people that's tapping into y'all art, man, and y'all ingenuity like that, man. Millions of people around the world, man. Just thoughts straight out of y'all mind, man. Because that's a beautiful thing.
It is.
To be able to think of something and bring it to fruition, bring it to life, and for millions of people to
I know.
life.
I'm like, every day I'm like, wow.
Right.
Like, wow.
Right.
Yes. It blows my mind sometimes. And like I said, anytime you can make a difference or you can inspire. See, the reason why we don't say it a lot, I don't think we say it enough, but one of the main reasons why I get on here or get on social media to eventually promote my organization that I want to bring together is really, and that deal entails of dealing with those that are transitioning in and out of missions and shelters. You may have women that have kids that are by themselves, basically trying to make their life a little better as they come in and out of shelters or missions and have a food pantry, well as a clothing pantry. See, my dad always told me, you're not put here just to exist and move on. You put here to make a difference. So, yeah, excuse me. Yeah, so
Let's get that one more time.
I think you put here to make a difference, not just put here to exist and move on. My dad always taught me that, and you want to make a positive impact on your journey throughout life as well as helping others. And I think by getting this organization up and running, I think it allows us to do that eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what are some of the, so in 3 years, with this, where you kind of like see yourself at in the next 3 years?
I think with a more family oriented, I think I have kids that see our vision. They slowly, surely coming aboard, and they see we're not gonna stop. They see when mom and dad put their mind to it, we gonna rock it till the wheels fall off and back on again. Yeah.
So how is it, man? Because like with me, I was putting content out, and then I had to start learning the business side of things, man.
Yes.
Like and that's so perplexed, and there's so much, it's a plethora of things that we have to learn. When we putting this content out here, we want to get the business side of things right, man. But so how rigorous has that been, man? Just taking care of that side.
To be honest, if it weren't for the queen here, Rhonda, I'd be lost, because it's more than just getting up there being Mr. Funny or getting up there trying to inspire. Like you said, once you get to a certain level, you got to learn about marketing, strategizing. I have to learn more about what they call that, when you get monetized.
Well, monetizing different social media pages.
Learn, like you said, different social, and I'm still learning that. And we kind of start to figure it out a little bit, but we got a ways to go because I see now it's a bigger picture. Yes,
bigger picture.
And thanks to you, just a little bit you told me on the phone the other day, and some of the avenues you can take to get there is, it's inspiring itself.
Yeah. And like I say, each one teach one, and we learning as a group, as a whole, all together. You know what I'm saying? To be able to just, push each other just that much.
No doubt.
So what was one of the first skits? What was the very first skit y'all did?
Ooh. The phone.
I don't think that was the very first. Couldn't
I think it was. You asked to see my phone, I asked to see yours.
Yeah.
That got 1 million. Your first one on Reels.
It might have been where I think, like I said, she asked to see my phone, and
he got the suitcase.
I got a suitcase, and I was headed out the door because I know it was something in there that could lead to her, a WWE me, kind of like Mike Tyson me. So I had to get the suitcase because I already had my favorite shorts in there and my fake gator shoes in there. So I already knew once you go through this phone, I had to, because I ain't want them problems, so I had to go on out the door because if she went through the phone and she see a heart by Nancy and she want to know who Nancy is and I can't explain it, then there goes difficult challenge for my survival at the moment.
Right.
If you will.
Yeah. And man, so y'all come up with the content together or
sometimes, yes.
So this is out of both of y'all minds, when we see these skits. It's
yes.
And then with my little granddaughter, she real sassy. Her attitude was being sassy. So one day, my husband was gonna get on her, and I said, no, leave her alone. I got my camera and recorded her. And once we recorded her, we put the video up, and people just went crazy about her.
Yes, it shows your idea.
They thought she was little Linda on the Steve Harvey show.
Yes.
The little girl, the daycare little girl got smart with the worker.
Yes.
And ever since.
Right.
Kind of took off from there.
Right. And being that we in the metaverse, you it's so sensitive, we have to be real delicate with the things that we put out there.
You do.
As far as the content.
Woo.
So tell us a little bit, man, about you ever been banned before, what they call it, blocked? Or...
Yes. And if I know if I know what I know now, it might make me think differently about maybe getting on a particular platform. Because like I said, there was a couple of videos where my son in his room doing backflips. He got his own page and he was trying to want me to help him promote it. He's a very talented kid. And so he did a backflip in his room with his shirt off, and it was like, this violated community guidelines. Or my grandbaby playing out in the yard with the water hose. And it was like, this is not of their guideline procedures. I'm like, wow. It make you think. It has its ups and downs. It made me think, well, is it really worth the headache when you ain't did nothing wrong? But one thing about it, it's just like the more your content grow, the good definitely comes with it. But the bad too, the bad side of the negativity, the weirdos, you name it, the bigger your name.
Yeah. But
But
how many people write you and tell you on Facebook or Instagram or social media that you inspire them?
I think I hear it often. Either every other day, I think, because a young lady was telling me today that she tried not to go a day without missing our videos or anything that we put out that particular day. And that really felt so good. I'm like, wow. She said she tried not to miss our content. And I'm like,
keep you motivated to keep going.
Oh man.
Yep.
Yes.
Did that.
Have you guys ever thought about quitting before?
Yep. I have.
She did. I ain't gonna say I thought about quitting, but sometimes you question yourself, you question your content, you can question the people, like, do they got it wrong? Because you be like, hey, I'm funny as hell. My dad and mama said I'm funny, and I know it. My mama did it. Forget what anybody else thought.
What's funny
Right.
to you may not be funny to them. That's what kept me going, because they like, oh, they ain't funny, but then other people was talking about how funny it
Right.
is.
And then the evidence shows, anytime you get a million videos, okay, say if you say that's a fluke, a million views, like you said, and from people watching your videos, and then you do it over and over, you be like, hey, I might have something here. And me, I've always been the type that, hey, once I get the jitters out of my stomach, hey, I'm like a 68 Ford. Let's go.
Let's roll.
With a 350 engine 4-barrel carburetor.
Let's
open
knock
up.
the dust off. Let's get it.
Yeah.
So it seemed like, man, your experiences in life, man, prepared you, man, for what you've been doing. You know what I'm saying, man? Up to this point, man, how do you think that the experiences in life, man, has built you up, man, to be this person, man, to take on this role in life?
I think you said the key word, that the experiences. The time will tell all. Time will tell all eventually. And and when things come make full circle, you want to be positive. Because if you promote positive within, people will see that. My thing is, hey, if you look backwards, you can't go forward. So keep looking straight ahead and remember, you know you. You know you, and you know what you're capable of. And God bless you to have a platform to get out there and service people, whether it be like Pastor Parks, and get out there and she come from the streets to filling up church seats. So anytime you can do that, people like that.
Shout out to my cousin.
Shout out to
the Curry Parks.
And anytime you can.
Rest in peace to my auntie Vera.
Yes, one of my favorite, one of the prettiest smiles in America. Yes.
Beautiful. She's humble.
Beautiful, humble person. And anytime you can, make a difference, sort of similar, not comparing myself to anyone or the great pastor, but anytime you can make a difference, then I think you can reap the benefits of positivity in the end, as long as you don't expect nothing. You never do nothing and expect gratitude for what you do. You do something to make a difference, and all that other stuff will come.
So, man, if you could title your book on this journey that you've been on, what would you name it?
I would say, through it all, God got me. That's what I would name it.
Through it all, God got me.
Can't do without him. I don't care how you operate.
Yeah. Listen, before we get up out of here, man, we just want to get your last words, man. Give them your social media, all your platforms with all your content, man, so that the viewers can tap in with y'all out there.
I know you ain't shy now. You better come on and give them some.
All right, y'all can follow me, Rhonda Bryant.
Okay.
One of my platforms.
Well, like the song say, I ain't never scared. Like my cousin Bernie Mac, I ain't scared of y'all. No, but check this out though. You can find us on Bebe 5. That's THEBEBE 5. Where we're bringing the funny, where comedy lives, skits and more, and we're coming back full circle. God got us. You can also find us on what is that? Mark Bryant Sr. And
yes, Mark Bryant. Two Mark Bryant. Baby.
Two Mark Bryant.
Mark Bryant and Mark Bryant.
Pop my collar to that then. and then also I want to thank the host, Mr. Kenyatta.
Thank you.
I want to say this, in this brother, he's doing it real big. Everybody around in the city, they're not doing it like this gentleman. And that when I first seen him, I'm like, who is this guy? And Rhonda was like, that's my cousin. I said, one day I want to meet this gentleman.
Each other said.
I said, I want to meet this gentleman and be on his show. You know, you have those that say they're going to put me on the show. You even have those say they might put me in, you know, some things they got going on, but they never materialized. This gentleman was a man of his word. And anytime a man shows integrity and he 10 toes down and he got the quality, the quantity to back it up, oh, you got to rock with it like a rocking chair, baby.
There you go. There you go. And I appreciate it, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we better together than separated, you know.
Exactly.
We want to thank Rhonda Bryant and Mr. Wilson for coming in, man, and sharing their story, man, and sharing their journey, man, of their love life, man, and sharing their content with us, man, and keeping us happy, you know what I'm saying? Being, you know, and them and them kids, man, it just, man, they hilarious, man. I watches them all the time.
Yeah.
You know, but we can learn a lot from them. You know, they're living love, you know, they're living their happiness, they're living their love, you know what I'm saying, through their content. And,
God is good.
right, being activated, you know what I'm saying, having activity, you know, and that's what I was saying about, you know, having love languages is that you don't just want your sibling in your relationship or in your marriage just to be loved. Y'all can be hands-on and build content together.
Yes.
You know, occupy y'all mind with things that's ingenuitive and that's creative.
Most definitely.
And it you know, and that will help you to pull yourself up from your lower self to your higher self. You know, we're not just focused on our relationship or on our marriage. You know, we're focused on building something together. We know we have that foundation, that relationship or that marriage. We know what our commitment and our contract to each other is. So now it's time for us to build something bigger in this digital world.
You're right.
You know, and that's what they're doing. You know, sometimes in a relationship, you just have to find your niche with each other. You know, you have to find each other's strength, know her strength, know his strength, know her weakness, know his weakness. And then you see, you put that together and make the pieces of the puzzle work for you, you know. So at the end of the day, I want to thank them for coming in, you know, and sharing, you know, the knowledge and their wisdom with us. And make sure you check out their content. Also, I want to say you guys can get my clothing line, my Yacht Life Chronicles clothing line on Shopify. Make sure you check me out on Anchor. I want to give a shout out. Make sure you guys watch Mike Donald, TDFA show, William Brown, 1804 show. Watch Matthew Darby, Matt Darby show. I can't even think of it right now. But Matthew Darby on Facebook. My mind everywhere right now. My fault, man. But anyway, we'd like to thank you guys for tuning in to another edition. You can catch me on Yacht Life Chronicles on YouTube. Catch me on Instagram at Yacht Life 1976. And you can catch me on Fortitude Yacht Life on Facebook. And this is another edition of Yacht Life Chronicles where we are better together than separated. One more time before we get out of here. Hey!
Come on with it. Come on with it. Don't hand me the Tootsie Roll.
Thank y'all, man, for tuning in to another edition of Yacht Life Chronicles.